Hey everybody, D-Mark here. Welcome to the Neverhood Chronicles. Most of you out there are probably just wondering, what the heck did you just watch? So, the Neverhood Chronicles here is a point-and-click adventure game. One might say it's reminiscent of Myst or the old LucasArts games. This is an entirely unique creature unto its own. This game highlights a good portion of my childhood. I'm kind of in a retro game kick right now, and I really feel that this game needs attention. So right from the forefront, you see the entirety of the game is this gorgeously animated claymation game. The entire game is claymation. Stop motion animation for every single frame, every single room and thing that you do in this game is claymation. You start off, obviously, just in a room. You have no idea what's going on. You have no idea who you are, who this guy is, and you're just supposed to figure it out. So you start off with this little cursor and you just kind of go around. Anyway, a couple things I wanted to point out here before we get started with gameplay is, so this game came out in 1996. It's developed, or kind of dreamed up, imagined, so to speak, by Doug TenNapel. If you don't recognize that name, he's the, I love these things. Goofy and zany. Anyway, Doug TenNapel, he's the brilliant mastermind behind games like Earthworm Jim 1 and 2, Shiny Entertainment. There was also a sequel to this for the PlayStation 1 called Skull Monkeys. Not a terribly great game, admittedly, but it was in the same universe and it had a lot of the same kind of comedic characteristics and that same art style and just zaniness that Doug TenNapel brings to all of his work. Anyway, Doug TenNapel left Shiny Entertainment shortly after Earthworm Jim and made his own company, the Neverhood Inc., as you saw in the intro there with that motley-looking crew. And this is their first game. They sat down in Steven Spielberg's house and just kind of storyboarded and drew stuff about this game and came up with this idea. And so Steven Spielberg, coupled with DreamWorks Interactive, as you saw there, allowed them to launch this game. The soundtrack in this game is one of the best soundtracks, not just for games, but soundtracks in general, period. The whole thing was done by Terry S. Taylor, and it's this strange, wonky Dixieland just noise half the time, but it's brilliant and it fits perfectly. So there's going to be several points in this LP that I'm just going to kind of stop talking and let you guys listen to this music, because it's great. So for those people who are familiar with this game and love it as much as I do, you're probably wondering, how the heck can I play this again? So again, this is another one of those games that I still have the original CD-ROM for, still have the original jewel case and the little instruction manual. Popped it into my computer, again, running Windows 8. Lo and behold, of course, it doesn't work. There are methods, like I did with Rocket Jockey, where you can run this in a VM. I decided to go in an alternate route because I found a nice, easy method to run it within Windows 8, quote-unquote, natively. If anybody is not familiar with the Scum VM emulator, or VM engine, however you want to call that, Scum VM allows you to play old point-and-click adventure games, such as this, such as the old LucasArts, Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle, Monkey Island, that whole genre of games is kind of what it specializes in. And recently, I'm talking like literally a month to the day, December 27th, 2013, Scum VM released this daily build of their Scum VM engine that allows the Neverhood to play natively. So I immediately got that, turned it on, saw that it worked, and it's great. There's reported to be a couple bugs here and there, but frankly, I don't care. We're gonna find out about them together, so we'll just kind of deal with what we come across. Anyway, one of the reasons that I wanted to play this game is, again, the original creators of this, Doug TenNapel, and a large portion of the crew who did the Neverhood here, they recently launched a Kickstarter for a new game called Armorkrog. Their team, unfortunately, does not own the rights to the Neverhood Interactive anymore, or the Neverhood Chronicles, I should say. And because of that, they can't make the Neverhood 2. But it is the closest thing to the Neverhood 2 that is even possible. Again, it's all done in claymation, it's all done in the same art style, it's all zany, it's all funny, it's all goofy. It just brings back so many memories, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna giggle like that a lot during this LP. Anyway, so I'm gonna put a link down in the description of their website. Head to that website, donate some money if you want to help them kind of see their vision. Their Kickstarter did succeed, so they are gonna make the game, and it is gonna happen. Additional funds, of course, just help that even further. But yeah, I'm super stoked to play that, because again, this is one of my all-time favorite games, and I want to share it with you. And once Armorkrog comes out, I will likely share that with you as well. So, forgive my rambling here. If you wanted to skip past all this, I'll go ahead and put a link, probably down here somewhere, to skip past my little intro and just get straight to gameplay. So anyway, this game, it's not terribly long, so the LP is probably not going to be more than, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 episodes at most. But yeah, let's just get to it again. So you start out as this guy, don't know who you are, what you're doing, but you're supposed to figure out what things do. We've got this rectangle thing, we've got a lever, we've got a button, a door, and a gigantic hammer. So what do you do with the big red button? You click it. See what happens. Opens up a window, you take a peek, you see outside. So similar to, say, a Myst game, you kind of move your cursor to either side of the screen, and depending on what you're looking at, cursor changes and you kind of revert back to normal. So can't do much else with the button other than open and close the window. What does that hammer do? Okay, well, the door obviously doesn't open without some help from our faithful hero here. So let's pull the lever. Nothing. Nothing. There we go, much better. We've now completed the first puzzle. Splat. And he just gets up, all pigeon-toed, and just kind of hangs there like normal. Okay. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time asking you guys, what should I do here? What should I do here? I'm just going to go through and play the game and just kind of show you different things that happen. So we've got these different little kind of hooks or chains on the ceiling. What I'm doing here is I'm just going to pull each one of them, because there is a very, very obscure hint on one of these. And that's the one. Okay, so it's the cowbell. Need more cowbell. So remembering the cowbell for later on is important. again, it's very obscure and it's difficult to remember. I think I may actually have to come back to this room at one point, but again, I won't really get into that. But remember, cowbell. So you pull that one, the door opens, you let go, and it closes. Let's see what the big red button does. One more time for dramatic flair. I love it. So before I continue, I'm going to go down the ladder here. Now an eerily silent area. Nothing in the trash can. What's in here? This music, I swear. Just listen for a minute. Anyway, dear Clayman, please feed my pet flytrap. He eats ring food. I do not. Love, Willie. Okay. Into the trash. I can't remember if there's anything else in here. Claymeb, you may have already won 2 bricks of clay. Willie. 2 bricks of clay I may have already won. Anything else? Clayman, how do you spell Hoborg? Love, Willie. Okay. So if I remember properly, I think this kind of gives you hints if you're curious about where to go next. So you saw that first one says, my pet flytrap likes to eat ring food. So we got a flytrap, we got rings. How do we get the rings to the flytrap? We're just gonna go ahead and kind of scooch him along here. Under the ring that we saw actually goes down. There we go. So those 2, I think 3 rooms were the entirety of this game's demo, which, similar to Rocket Jockey, that's what I had, and that demo sold me on this game. So after you finish that, you get to this, what I kind of refer to as the Overworld. It's this, you switch to this first-person mode, and you just walk around this kind of creepy area. This ominous music. Just look around, there's the house that we came through. And then back to here. So, I'm just gonna work my way around. Start with this place. The music. Alright, so we've got these little things down here on the ground. These are clay bricks, which you saw our dear friend Willie mentioned. You pick them up, he pushes a button on his chest and shoves them in his magical inventory chest. Don't ask me how it works, but it does. We'll get to what the discs are used for later. Push the button, door opens. We got a ceiling fan that doesn't really do anything. A door that doesn't open, and we have a slide puzzle. So depending on how long this takes, you may see a quick little jump cut here. Which, by the way, the puzzles are randomized each time you play the game. So it is a different experience each time you go through. There we go. Not terribly difficult. So, H. If you kind of saw it, there was an H at the top of the building here. Don't know that it matters a whole lot, but let's keep moving. Alright, so we got 2 little clay pieces now. And we got this machine. So this is where the clay pieces come into play. And I'll show you. So you insert the total number of clay pieces that you have. And they all line up here as you get them. You might get them in different orders, so you might not get them in the proper sequence. But once you do, they come in here into this little Clayovision, and you hit play, and you watch a movie.
Hello? Me Willie. Me Willie Trombone. These discs tell a story. Story about good. Story about bad. These discs are all that are left of the true story. True story of the closing of the Third Age. Willie know that once you know this truth, then you know what to do. Listen, I tell you.
And then it stops. So in the interest of keeping that video a full, non-segmented and non-broken up video that doesn't make half a lick of sense half the time, whenever I pass these, I'm going to forego inserting the clay discs in favor of, again, just watching it effectively at the very end of the game. So, you saw the first 2 little clips there by Willie. That's my buddy. Alright, we start off in this dark hallway. Alright. Again, into the magical crevice that is my chest. Retract the claws. And head on down the elevator. So we got another piece of clay here. And a big old button. And what do we all know to do with big old buttons? You push them, of course. So some ominous thing. We have absolutely no idea what that did, but we pushed the button. And nothing else to do in this room aside from this lever. And that just continues to replay until we let up. So once again, a clue we have no idea what that means. Now, again, in the interest of saving time, I'm just going to do part of our puzzle here. Tink. Leave the lights out while going down. Alright, so we got some funky symbols here. This game is back during the day, prior to really the internet, so to speak, and prior to real walkthroughs. And even if there were such a thing, for this game in particular, these little codes here are randomized. So again, back to the days of literally having to keep a notepad handy while you write this stuff down. So I'm just jotting this down, bear with me here. Okay, so we're going to need those for later on, and I'll try to keep spoilers to a minimum, but we're going to need that. So I'm going to turn back on the lights. And back down the hallway. So right here, what we have on the wall presented to us is literally the Neverhood Chronicles. And when I say Chronicles, I'm not joking. So we have a wall here. You can kind of start up at the top and read. So you can obviously see how slow this is scrolling, and based on these columns of text, and these columns of text, and these columns of text, this hallway goes on forever. Not in the literal sense, but in the figurative sense, it goes on forever. You should have already seen a link to the end of the hallway. I do not blame you in one bit if you click on that link and meet me at the end of the hallway here. I would do it myself if I were watching my own LP here. There's a lot of text. Now, that being said, this kind of goes into the lore and the history of the Neverhood as a world, and talks a lot about the different characters in the past and leading up to the present. What I'm going to do is I found a transcription online. I'll give full credits to whoever actually sat here and copied and pasted all the text in the description, but I'll put a link in the description to his transcribed text, just so you can go through and read this. Because, yeah, I'm not going to click on every one of these screens. So, yeah. If you haven't clicked the link already, either do so now or just watch me walk. So hang tight. Alright, everybody, welcome to the end of the hallway. So, as you saw, that is unnecessarily long. And, as you see by the poignant arrow here, the only reason why we have to go to the end of the hallway is to get that disc. If you do not get that disc, you cannot complete the game. I get the humor in that. I really do. I understand it, but it's probably one of my few only irks about this game is having to go to the end of the hall. And not only do you have to go to the end of the hall, you have to go back. So, again, there's another link to skip to the end of this portion of the hall. I encourage you to click it now. If you're still watching, sorry if that was too loud or anything. I enjoy whistling. That's one of the fun whistling songs in this game. You'll hear it eventually. I'll point it out for you. Let's see if you recognize this one. Yeah, 10 points to those who recognize that song. And if you do, you are awesome. Are we there yet? This hallway, I tell you. Okay. I think we're almost there. I need a nap. Okay. So we're done with the hall. Let's be energy conscious and turn out the light now that we're done. Alright folks, so we are done with that place there. That is... what was it again? It's... again, you can barely see it up there. I think it's the Hoborg house, or the H house, I'll just call it Hoborg House. Why not? Um, so I'm gonna call the episode right here. Next time we're gonna head into this place, surrounded by these weird, funky little bird thing statues. So yeah, thank you as always for watching. Stay tuned till next time. Take it easy. Bye.